Are you prepared for a food shortage? That's a question we all should be asking ourselves. In a world where natural disasters, economic crises, and other unforeseen events are more common than we'd like to admit, preparedness is key. And when it comes to survival, there's nothing more essential than food. Self-sufficiency in food production isn't just a lifestyle choice, it's a tool for survival. So join us today on Prepping for Tomorrow as we delve into the world of self-sustainable food production for survival. Before we continue, kindly subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on survival. Now let's delve into the heart of our topic today: homesteading. At its core, homesteading is a lifestyle that champions self-sufficiency. It's about leveraging the land, the sun, the rain, and your own sweat and toil to create a sustainable life. Picture this: you're living on a piece of land that you cultivate, harnessing the seasons to grow your own fruits and vegetables. The satisfaction of planting a seed, watching it sprout, and then harvesting the bounty is one that can't be matched. But it's not just about vegetables and fruits. Homesteading also involves raising livestock. Chickens, for instance, are a homesteader's best friend. They provide eggs, meat, and are natural pest control. Other animals like goats and rabbits can also be part of a homesteader's life. And then there's the art of preserving and storing food. Imagine jars lined up on your shelves filled with fruits and vegetables you've canned yourself. There's dried meat hanging in the pantry, and root cellars stocked with potatoes, carrots, and other hardy vegetables. This isn't just about living off the land, it's about planning for the future. It's about ensuring that even in times of food shortages, you have resources to fall back on. Homesteading is not just a way of life, but a strategic approach to survival, especially in times of food shortages. Now, how can you start growing your own food? Well, it all begins with choosing the right seeds. You want to select high-quality, non-GMO seeds, ideally heirloom varieties that have been proven to thrive in your specific climate and soil type. Think about what you and your family enjoy eating and also what can store well for long periods. Tomatoes, peppers, beans, squash, and potatoes are excellent choices. Next, you need to prepare your soil. Good soil is the foundation of a successful garden. You want soil that's rich in organic matter, well-draining yet able to retain moisture, and has a neutral pH level. You can improve your soil's fertility by adding compost or well-rotted manure. Then, it's time to plant your seeds. Follow the instructions on the seed packet for how deep and how far apart to plant them. Be sure to water them thoroughly and keep the soil moist until the seeds sprout. As your plants grow, they will need ongoing care. This includes watering, weeding, and protecting them from pests and diseases. But hey, growing your own food doesn't just stop there. Crop rotation is an important concept to understand. It helps to maintain soil health and reduces the risk of pests and diseases. Simply put, don't plant the same crop in the same spot year after year. Rotate your crops so that different plant families follow one another. Then there's companion planting, an age-old practice of growing certain plants together for mutual benefit. Some plants can improve the flavor of others, help each other grow, or even deter pests. For instance, planting marigolds among your tomatoes can help keep nematodes at bay. Growing your own food can be a rewarding endeavor, but it does require time, effort, and patience. There will be challenges along the way, but don't be discouraged. Learn from your mistakes and keep improving. With time and patience, you'll see your garden flourish, providing you with fresh produce right at your doorstep. So get out there, get your hands dirty, and start growing. The fruits of your labor will be well worth it. Aside from plants, livestock is an essential part of a prepper's pantry. Now let's shift our focus from the soil to the coop. Raising chickens offers a multitude of benefits for survival. Not only do they provide eggs and meat, but they can also help control pests and even produce fertilizer for your garden. Consider this: a single hen can lay more than 200 eggs in a year. That's a substantial source of protein for your pantry, and when it comes to meat, a well-fed chicken can be ready for the table in just a few months. But how do you raise chickens? Well, they're surprisingly low-maintenance creatures. They need a secure coop to protect them from predators, but beyond that, they're pretty easy to keep. Provide them with fresh food and water daily, and they'll reward you with a steady supply of eggs. Now, feeding chickens can be as simple as buying commercial chicken feed. But if you're aiming for self-sufficiency, you can supplement their diet with kitchen scraps. Chickens love fruits, vegetables, grains, and even bugs. Just remember to avoid giving them anything moldy or spoiled. Disease prevention is another critical aspect of raising chickens. Regularly clean their coop and monitor them for signs of illness. Some common diseases include avian flu and Newcastle disease, both of which can spread rapidly and decimate a flock. vaccinations are available and recommended for these diseases. Another pro tip, chickens are social creatures. They thrive in groups, so it's best to start with at least 3 or 4. This way, they'll keep each other company and you'll increase your egg production. Raising chickens, like growing your own food, is a commitment. It requires time, effort, and a bit of knowledge. But the rewards? They're more than worth it. You'll have a steady source of protein, a natural pest control, and a sense of accomplishment that comes from knowing you're capable of providing for yourself. Raising your own livestock not only provides you with a steady food source but also contributes to your overall self-sufficiency. Scene script. Once you've grown your food, the next step is harvesting and preserving. Let's delve into the art of harvesting. The key is timing. For vegetables, it's often when they're young and tender. Think baby carrots or zucchini. For fruits like apples or peaches, a gentle twist should be enough to free them from their branches when they're ripe and ready. Now, on to livestock. Chickens, for example, start laying eggs around 5 to 6 months old and can continue for several years. As for meat, chickens are typically ready for processing around 6 to 7 months, depending on the breed and your personal preference. But what happens once you've harvested all this bounty? This is where preservation comes in. Think of it as your secret weapon against time, allowing you to lock in the freshness of your harvest, ready to be unleashed when you need it most. There are several methods of preserving food, each with its own merits. Canning, for instance, is a fantastic way to preserve fruits, vegetables, and meats. It involves sealing food in jars and heating them to kill microorganisms that cause spoilage. The result? Shelf-stable food that can last for several years. Drying, on the other hand, is perfect for preserving herbs, fruits, and even meats. By removing moisture, you're making it harder for bacteria to survive, thus prolonging the shelf life of your food. You can use a dehydrator, an oven, or even the sun if you're blessed with a warm climate. Lastly, there's freezing. From berries to beans to meats and even baked goods, freezing is perhaps the easiest way to preserve your food. Just remember, the quality of your frozen food will depend on how well it's packaged. So invest in good quality freezer bags or containers. Proper harvesting and preservation ensure that you have a steady supply of food, ready for any emergency. So whether you're facing a natural disaster, a food shortage, or simply planning for the future, your homestead harvest can provide a lifeline, a sense of security that's priceless in today's uncertain world. Now let's talk about how to stock up your prepper pantry. Imagine looking at shelves lined with jars of homegrown and home-preserved fruits, vegetables, and meats. It's a sight that not only brings a sense of accomplishment, but also a sense of security. Knowing that you are prepared for potential food shortages brings peace of mind. But it's not just about filling shelves with jars and containers. It's about proper storage, organization, and rotation. So where do we start? First, let's discuss storage. Different types of food require different conditions. Dry goods, such as grains and legumes, should be stored in airtight containers and kept in a cool, dark place. Canned goods, on the other hand, can tolerate a wider range of temperatures, but should still be kept out of direct sunlight. And remember, if you're preserving your own food, make sure the jars are sealed properly to prevent spoilage. Next, organization. It's easy to lose track of what you have if it's not properly organized. Group similar items together and keep the most frequently used items at eye level. This not only makes it easier to find what you need, but also helps you keep track of what you have. But perhaps the most important part of stocking a prepper pantry is rotation. It's not enough to simply fill your pantry and forget about it. You need to use the food you store and replace it regularly to maintain freshness. Label your jars and containers with the date of storage, and make sure to use the oldest items first. This is what we call first in, first out. Remember, a prepper pantry is not a one-and-done project. It's an ongoing process that requires regular maintenance and replenishment, but the effort is well worth it. Having a well-stocked pantry means you're prepared for anything, from a simple power outage to a prolonged food shortage. A well-stocked prepper pantry is your best defense against food shortages. Don't wait until it's too late. Start stocking up now, and you'll be ready for whatever the future holds. Growing and harvesting your own food is more than just a means to survive. It's about self-sufficiency, resilience, and independence. We've journeyed through the essence of homesteading, growing our own food, raising livestock, harvesting and preserving and stocking up our prepper pantry. Each step underscores the power of preparedness in navigating potential food shortages and crises. It's a testament to the strength of human will and ingenuity. Remember, the key to survival is preparedness. So start your homesteading journey today and be ready for whatever tomorrow brings.